I can't say I'm shocked. The unnecessary sequel feels quite unnecessary.
I want to see the real you.
Joker 2, or Joker Folie, Deux, or however you're supposed to say it, has largely the same members from the first movie coming back, including Joaquin Phoenix and Todd Phillips as the director. The story this time is going to be a little bit harder to explain. Arthur Fleck's on trial for the crimes in the first film, and in this whole sort of fiasco, he meets Lady Gaga's character, Harley Quinn, or Lee? It's funny, I feel this franchise wants to be a comic book movie, but also is really upset whenever it pretends to be one. So then they're all super serious, it's not Harley Quinn, it's Lee. Anyways, yada yada yada, chaos unfolds. We have a sequel to the first film that was the first ever R-rated billion-dollar grosser, which means there's quite a bit of anticipation for this one. And unfortunately, there's probably going to be a lot of disappointment as well. Certain things from the first movie remain great here. In fact, I actually think the cinematography is a step above. He's able to balance this weird alternative fantasy with reality in some interesting lighting and contrasty ways. Joaquin Phoenix also remains a star player here. He's great as the Joker. That's no surprise to anyone considering he won an Oscar. But it does feel like it's retreading a lot on the first movie, which unfortunately kind of cheapens the value of his performance towards my overall assessment of the film. Unfortunately, that's where the positives really end. One of my favorite things about the first film is Hilder's score. And unfortunately here, they just copy and paste it from the first one, which really infuriated me because they needed help in the music department. Todd Phillips is out of his depth when it comes to musical numbers. The choreography and the lyrics all feel really bland and boring and repetitive. So none of them feel memorable or are really that enjoyable to watch. It doesn't feel like an essential component to the story. Gaga unfortunately suffers kind of a similar fate. With only 22 minutes of screen time, she feels underutilized and is given such a nothing burger of a character that she almost felt kind of unnecessary, as much as the movie was trying to convince me she was the driving force of the plot. But that plot is more focused on this central question. Is it Arthur and Joker, or just Arthur? It's an interesting question, but it doesn't feel like Todd Phillips and company are as interested as I was in it, as they constantly sort of go back and forth between trying to answer it and then looking at something shiny in the corner. I like the direction that they're going in here, but it definitely feels more like a first draft than a completed draft ready for production. Pretty much everyone in my auditorium seemed bored, and by the third act, I think all of us were checking our watch. So normally where audiences would stay and excitingly wait for a post-credits scene, most people just got up and left. I'm a fan of the first film, so it brings me no joy to say that Joker Folie Deux is bad. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next one.